Welcome back to another Trade Journal video. This is Trade Journal number 44. And before I jump into this week's trades and what I have set up for next week, don't forget to like and subscribe so you can stay up to date on all of my trades. So jumping into the first position that I had for this week, it was on TQQQ. What I had was a cash secured put that I set last Friday at the 91.5 strike price. So as you can see right here at this blue line, and the max profit for selling this cash secured put was $145. And I sold this on Friday. So right here on this candle, as you can see, the stock price stayed above it and finished this Friday above that price. So the option expires worthless. I get to keep my full $145. And now I just kind of look ahead for what I'm going to set up next week. Right now for next week, I don't have any trades set up on TQQQ because the price is pretty high. I didn't want to sell any cash secured puts around the 99 or 98 level. I want to see if the price pulls back a bit next week and then take a cash secured put. The other stock that I traded this week was APPS. So on APPS, I had a covered call. I was assigned 100 shares of APPS a few weeks ago at $70, which is right here at this blue line. And I sold a call at the $70 strike price last Wednesday. So that would be right on this candle for $200 max profit. And as you can see, the stock price has stayed below that. So again, the option expires worthless. I get to keep the full amount of premium. But in this case, actually, I went ahead and closed out the contract early. I closed out the contract yesterday for $186 out of the max $200 that I could have made. And the reason for closing it out was because I wanted to kind of set up a different trade and I didn't want to have two calls going at once. Another thing to keep in mind is that the reason the premiums on APPS were so good, even though the stock was pretty far away from where I was selling, was because earnings were expected to happen this week, but then the company ended up switching earnings to the next week, so the premiums all dropped in value, so I was able to quickly kind of close out my contracts for almost over 90% of the max profit. Now jumping into the trade that I have for next week, I've sold another call at the $70 strike price, so right here at the blue line, this time for a max profit of $300, and APPS has earnings next week on the 1st. So we'll see, either the price will spike up or it'll spike down. Maybe it'll stay the same, but we'll see what happens next week. The third position that I had for this week was on AMD, and this is actually a directional option play. So I just bought a long call option on AMD at the $50 strike price. And I bought this on Monday the 24th, so right here on this green candle. I bought an option at the $50 strike price with over 1 year until expiration, and I ended up making $145 on it. I set a limit order on this option, so it basically sold this morning when the price spiked up for $145. I could have made maybe $100 more if I didn't have the limit order, but again, happy with that sale, which is about 4.8% in 1 week, so really happy with that trade. And the reason for taking this trade was, I kind of noticed that AMD was trading within this channel between this support and this resistance, so I thought it would be a good time to get into a long-term option on AMD. And if it did move up quickly, I'd take my profits, but if it didn't, I would have been okay with that and then sold calls against it until it eventually did recover. So all in all, total profit for this week was $145 on TQQQ, $186 on APPS, and $145 on AMD for a total of $476 this week. And right now, set up for next week, I have $300 on APPS, plus if TQQQ pulls back, I might take another trade on TQQQ, hopefully for at least another $100 to $150. If you have any stock suggestions or want to hear my analysis on any stocks, feel free to leave those questions down below. And as always, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all next week.